Okay. Just need a minute. So I started playing, and then I stopped after finishing like the very intro, because I just finished Alan Wake 1, and it's. Hold on, let me. Okay. Just finished Alan Wake 1, and it was alright. I had already played Control and the DLCs, so I knew how it connected, and I knew some of the story already. And it was just interesting, the ideas of like manifesting creativity in the real world through the dark presence in the dark place, and the idea of like that Ouroboros of not knowing where the origination of something is, but it's all fictional anyway. So it's like we're a lot of the audience or fans are like, is Alan real? Is he fictional? And it's like, well, this is all fictional ultimately. And then which allows for these ideas. I mean, they're paradoxical in reality. Um, so the thing that I took away from the first game was um, really more of a, this is a really good idea. Execution wise, I didn't feel like it was necessarily executed all that well. Some of the gameplay seemed a bit janky until you get to like the special. The game really opens up. Like it starts off and you're just kind of like, not. I wasn't necessarily a big fan of the gameplay, but then as it progressed, it was a little bit more fun. And then realizing, oh, there's some sections you're not meant to like kill everybody. Um, I'm very precious with resources, so to get towards the end where I'm less precious, it started to get more fun. And then playing the first part of this game is like, whoa, this is a huge departure in even like tone. Like, not that the first game wasn't scary, but it was more like thriller. This is more like horror already, and like the jump in quality is just fucking insane. Just fucking like, if you haven't played the first game, um, and again, it's not necessarily that the first game was bad or anything. It's just understanding when it came out, and that this is really more of a let's express ideas and do it through this medium rather than let's create like an amazing game to play. Um, so again, it's not that I didn't like the first game. I just recognized that it wasn't perfect, but I can see why people were really into it and a lot of the ideas that they delve into. So I'm just really looking forward to this, especially again with the idea that this ties into Control, and I'm sure this is just going to make me want to play Control, the next Control, that much more. I already want to go back and play the first one, or play Control and do the DLCs. Hold on. All right, I don't have it to where I can see if people are watching. Okay, so I'm gonna do new game. So first game, it doesn't allow you to play on the hardest difficulty until you've beaten the game, and the hardest difficulty is called Nightmare. Here it's story, normal, hard, and I'm guessing hard is um, nightmare unless you beat it and then it opens it up or something like that. So here we go.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations.
Yeah, and I've got a filter, so it looks all fucking cartoony, toon shaded and shit. This is fucking awesome imagery here.
In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way.
Alright, so this is cool. And so what I recognized here was obviously that's not an actual shot of a head, because you can see the symmetry going down the middle of the image. And then once you realize, oh, it's water, there's the reflection, and then it's a half submerged dead deer head. Especially with the idea of the lake containing the dark place, and that whole idea of it's not a lake, it's an ocean. And so that kind of, I don't know. And then this, just like, I have no, like, obviously it's something's emerging from the lake. If you've played the first game, you know it's like, okay, well, whatever, but we don't know who this is. You're just playing as some naked dude. But like the visual fidelity, like the graphics, huge improvement over the first game. And like being able to play as a naked character like this, where oh yeah, you can totally see his janks too, but I'm not gonna highlight that. But yeah, this is just crazy. And then you're also playing a lot closer in. The camera's a lot closer in on the character, which restricts what you can see, which enhances the tension. One thing I don't like about Alan Wake is there's a bit of the whole like find hidden collectibles thing, which causes me to end up looking everywhere for shit rather than just proceeding along the path. I've already looked enough on my first playthrough of this part that I'm not gonna do that. Just the atmosphere though is crazy. There's that fog. The hair, you can see the hair on his back. The balding spot on his head, like the... Oh. I just ruined that. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. I'm super annoying when I play it because I do a lot of... Let's reload this and see the thing that I missed. But I do think...
Back to the beginning.
I want to capture that checkpoint.
We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story.
So now you already know it's gonna come, but I didn't even really necessarily see it all that well the first time either.
In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are
but you can see that vertical line of symmetry when you see the deer, because it doesn't quite look right. And that's usually what happens when you like have a face like on a mirror, and so it's just like doesn't quite look like the right kind of deer head or whatever.
This story is a monster.
But what a cool image. What a way to open the game.
And monsters wear many faces.
And so that idea of monsters wear many faces also ties into like the idea of the dark presence being able to like mask itself. And that basically it's this reservoir of darkness that can continue to manifest stuff in an attempt to get out. it's like it's basically just dark imagination, and if it's as infinite as an imagination can be, there's so much depth to the ending of the first game where it's like, this is not a lake, it's an ocean. And then the idea that you have like these competing entities, the good, like there's like a light presence and a dark presence, and Alan is sort of the representative for the light, but then battling with his personal demons in terms of like writer's block and creativity and the fact that the people who are creating the game are going to be also writers, and so it's the things that they're struggling with, and it makes it very meta. And that's where, like, so the creator of the game is Sam Lake, and with the whole Alan Wake, Tom Zane thing. So the interesting thing about, like, Thomas Zane is it's like Alan Wake, where you have a much shorter nickname. Yeah, there we go. I guess that was a deer, maybe. So funny thing about Wake to Zane is, first off, understanding that Thomas Zane changed his name from like Thomas Sane, or yeah, and then there's a transposition where you can take the consonants of Wake and move them the same number of characters, and it lines up with Zane. So it's like 4 characters, like ZYXW, and then NMLK from Zane to Wake. Yeah, there weren't jump scares like that in the first one. The production here is just phenomenal. And this is very much like Control in terms of the production quality. And the mixture between like pre-rendered in-game and then cutscene, where it's like FMV. You can't, I think when they do it well in Control and here, you can't tell what's game and what's like recorded with the camera. And I didn't think that the first Alan Wake particularly did that well. And then that matches, so there's Barbara Jagger in the first game, and her heart was cut out, and that kind of mirrors that. The whole like gaping hole in the chest because the heart had been cut out, and then of course Alan kills the dark presence in as manifested as Barbara Yeager by putting the switch in, clicking it. Oh, and this sounds phenomenal with my sound system, but I'm wearing a headset and it's clipping the fuck out. That was cool, like,
how are
Alan.
I'm good, Mom.
Bah,
How are
wake.
you?
Bah, two.
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery.
So
What
here,
happened?
there's about to
Just
be the name,
worse.
I think, of his brother or something.
Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here.
So Night
Mom,
Springs
it's
from the first
so
game,
good.
which is also like
No
the opposite of
spoilers.
Bright Falls.
I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me.
Again, making you question if like
This is
Bright
what
Falls is
happens when
even
you go on road
real.
trips, Mom.
Um,
Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan?
Casey.
I will. Bye, kiddo.
So what I'm questioning is that a reference to Alex Casey, the fictional character from the first game, which is a character Alan was
Logan
famous for
thinks you
writing
should
and
try
killed
cheering
off.
up.
And that looks like Sam Wake, the creator,
Wonder where she gets that from.
because the character model looks very much like one of the porters from Death Stranding. I'm pretty sure that's
It can't
Sam
be a
Lake.
coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
If I'm being
Okay.
honest, I do think that like
Any words of advice?
some of the motion capture here, or at least
Nothing that would
like the stuff with the
cheer
mouths,
anyone up.
to me, doesn't look so great. So I still think that they have a lot of work to do in terms of the cutscene type stuff, but
Cauldron Lake.
which is present in Control, but still like you can see the progression of the studio, and it's amazing how much they've progressed.
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
I wonder if he's doing the voice or if it's just the character model.
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
I think I hear someone. Could be our deputy.
I said we should both be down here, watching this dead guy. For safety.
Just gonna quickly look and see if there are any
I have things to do. And this is not the right way.
They didn't do that in the first game. So in the first game, L1 was like kind of dodge and run. So you would hit it and start moving, and you would dodge in that direction, and you'd hold it down and run. And in this game, they've separated it out so that L1 is dodge, and then L3 is run. Just gonna probably take some getting used to. In the first game, aside from the special parts,
Locked. They really don't want people coming in here. The Federal Bureau of Control?
the ooh,
That's
that's a
new one.
reference to Control.
Toxic volcanic gas, huh?
The FBC is an obscure branch. It only shows up for unusual cases.
But the
So what's
collectibles
so
were
unusual
manuscript
about
pages,
volcanic gas?
so I'm
Beats
checking to see
me.
if there's gonna be an analog already. Yep, right here. So what's interesting is they're making a reference to the enemy swarms of birds, ravens from the first game. They seem to be alarmed and swarm around the lake. That's what I kind of pick up. But it's also just saying, like, showing that they're like on edge, um, as well. So like, there's multiple readings of it. One is like, if you don't know, then all you know is that the birds seem to have some kind of awareness of something strange going on. But if you played the first game, I think it is supposed to trigger in your mind the like swarming, which was like a enemy mechanic. Considering the heart getting cut out, it could be then that that guy at the beginning was actually a manifestation of the dark presence trying to escape the lake, and so cutting the heart out is the way to like ensure that the dark presence can't escape. So that would be an interesting take, but I'm probably way wrong. That's what's funny about the mention of like onion grass, because like grass basically is onion. Um, I'm sure what I said is probably not right or half right or something, but that's interesting. So I wonder if that's a collectible or if it's just something that enhances. I don't know if that would count as a collectible in this game. I haven't really looked too much into this game other than hearing that it came out and then being excited. Ooh. Better interaction with the environment in that sense. Um, you couldn't client like vault a lot of stuff in the first game. Alright, let's keep moving.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Hey, over here. Hey there, Agent Casey.
Hey there.
Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case.
Saga, what kind of name is
Seems you already
Saga?
know my partner, Alex Casey.
Yep, Alex Casey.
Shoot.
So then that means that they're fictional characters. Or maybe not. I don't know. So like that's the weird thing, is the idea that that's expressed in these games, which is that you can't just like create something from scratch. Um, Alex Casey is the name of the fictional character that Alan Wake wrote about in the first game, and then there's a whole question of like, is Alan Wake real, or is he a fictional character created by Thomas Zane? Is Thomas Zane real? Is he a fictional character created by Alan Wake? Are they both real? Are they both fictional? Like, how does that shit work? Um, and then a name like Saga to me is like, it's putting off alarm bells in terms of um, the same thing. Like, are these? And it's like, even if they're real, though, we can now tell that there's an influence from Alan in terms of he's trapped in the lake and he's trying to get out, maybe, or whatever, and so he's trying to like with the AWE DLC from Control, it's that like he had an influence on bringing Jesse to the FBC building, the oldest house, and so it could be that he's influencing bringing FBI agents here to the lake.
Sorry about that, ma'am.
But again, it's
I'm
then a
Deputy
question of
Mulligan.
like,
I just figured that, you know, that,
is he manifesting stuff outright, or?
Federal agents right here.
And again, it ultimately it's all fake. So
down at
like,
crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, but you know, inside.
That's hilarious.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
I want to look something up really quick. Yeah, this does, like, in terms of comparing this to the first Alan Wake games, it looks phenomenal. And I mean, I can overlook a lot of things that I would normally look just based on the amount of improvement. Spam call. Alright, let's see. Bright Falls. So, and then the other thing is that then becomes funny is that people argue about like what's real, what's fake, and then they're talking about like, which is the whole like suspension of disbelief. There's like an implicit agreement between the author and the audience in terms of like, let's go along with it. But we have to also acknowledge that Bright Falls is not, it's a fictional place. And so any discussion of this, it's like we have to then account for the fact that Bright Falls is not based on like a real Bright Falls, Washington. It is fictional, and so in that sense, Bright Falls is fictional. Whether it's real in the universe certainly is a different question, but it's also like, well, that universe is inherently fictional because it includes things that just do not realistically exist. So it's weird to have that conversation though, because part of me wants to be like it's all fake, and the other part is like, well, okay, but there's that again implicit agreement that like we're gonna pretend like this is real. So like it is it's a funny way of approaching
sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't. Been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
And then I think a lot of people are going off of some of the stuff that's been expressed in which
before we get to the crime scene,
it's like,
time to
you know, oh, you can't create anything, but
Make
there
sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
There's certain things like
the mine place,
unreliable narrators,
to sift through clues and work the case, building the mine place again for each case, using each field office as a model in my head.
Ooh, this is interesting.
The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
Ted Lane. See, like, the names rhyme, or they're very similar. Ted Lane. Wendy Davis. And look, those are like real photos. Maybe not like the dead bodies are, but Chest trauma. Cauldron Lake. So I guess that's the guy that maybe we played as at the beginning. I'm not sure. Cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. It's like mind space. The mind place. Of course, just like coffee and drinks. Is that the only thing we can really do here? Ooh.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Alright, so we're at Cauldron
Lucky
Lake.
nature gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson,
There
you're
you go.
a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
This is too funny. Oh man. Coffee bean. fur will grow back, sure, but uh rejigger. My nephew made it and he's a real computer whiz. That's hilarious. Oh man. Okay. I think this is much better system than the first game, where you would pick up a page and then you had to go in a menu and read it. And here it's more you're interacting with it, which I think is more likely to result in people actually reading the stuff that they're picking up. All right.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
Gonna regret that in the morning.
Mirror Peak.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Nope. Let me go any further. Some of that was a little bit jarring. What are we doing here? Nope. Here we go.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the English jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective.
Haha.
He hates those cheesy crime books. But he really hates the movies.
Here we go. Okay, so that's what collectibles look like. probably not gonna be a huge fan of the whole mind plays mechanic, though, given that it doesn't pause the game.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Not a bad place to get
What a
murdered.
grump.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
I hate being
Maybe the
outside,
local law had the
but I
sense to put
love
up a
the
tarp?
rain.
If they did, next coffee's on me.
There, can I make it, Mulligan?
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Creepy. There's rope. Alright. Am I like advancing too far or something?
Creepy.
What was that? Oops. I don't know if it's actually going to display it. Alright. Ooh, okay.
A lunchbox again. Who's leaving these out here?
It's kind of crazy. So he's like almost like a religious figure. But again, it's like, is this what's going on in his head? Like, is any of this really happening? Or. And then again, it's like, well, the obvious answer is no. This is all just a fucking video game. But, like, once more, it's like you're expected as the audience to go along with it. Alright, I think I need to go back. Oh, did I get stuck? Yep. Alright, I need to, like, go back.
peace, Anderson. Forest can be a dangerous place.
I want to walk around for a minute.
You know where to find me.
And if I was Casey, I would be so
Can't go
pissed.
any
Like,
further.
why are you wasting my
Water's too deep.
time? Cool. I just don't like games to have that much. I don't know. I feel a lot better when it's like I'm not spending all my time trying to check every nook and cranny.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
So, FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Now this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. Now he didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Step 1. Examine the corpse. Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence? Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. The killer left the heart right next to the body. Incise stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed. Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about. Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here.
Really?
Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Boot prints, indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. Did they plan for the murder to happen here? Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting.
Okay.
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale. Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. This mug always cheers me up. Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
Wait.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
What the
Robert
fuck?
Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something. The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Okay, well, I'll just wait here.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
Picnic area.
Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too. A creepy twig sculpture? Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
3B.
Wonder what's inside. I should take a look around for a way to open this thing.
Wash hands. Take chicken out of fridge. Take a nap. Wash hands. Take chicken out of fridge. Take a nap. Wash hands. Take chicken out of fridge. Take a nap. Cool. Alright. Then I want to get on the other side of that building too.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
God, get the sand out of your JJ,
Did
dude.
something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find. They left a lot of garbage. Not the fastidious type.
Wait. Okay. At least I'm not being limited in stamina like the first game. I don't know if that's something where if you play a hard, then that'll be an issue, but
There's another lunchbox.
here we go.
Casey's favorite brand. Tastes terrible.
What is this?
My first ever prank on Casey. A true classic.
A lot more of this is
11
opening up.
remaining. If only the rest of the Bureau knew what a softy Casey
Yeah,
is.
that's Sam Lake.
Miss you, kiddo. I'll be home soon. The Mile High Strangler case. Proud of that one.
Wait, what was the name? Okay. Yeah, he's like veteran Porter, I think, in Death Stranding. But I don't think that's his voice because I'm pretty sure he has an accent. Alright. I'll probably play until the end of whatever
Welcome
section
back,
I'm on,
Anderson.
and then I'll probably take a break. Alright, so I was over there before already. I'm not gonna go back there again.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need a witch with no heart. A strange echo of owl murder.
Oh, and look, it's cut out. That's crazy.
There's a piece of paper on the ground. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
the words.
These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept?
Even if they knew it would end up hurting them. Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either
So
he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
so that's what's crazy is like
I should profile Nightingale about this page.
even if this Alex Casey is a separate one from the other one, it's still a question of is he real or not? He could have created a fictional character who is named after his other fictional character. That's just so fucking trippy. Like, we don't know. God, that's so fucking crazy.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
A light switch, I bet.
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they...
This game is so fucking wild.
No.
No.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message?
I mean, wouldn't they also, like, realize that, this is taking place in the same area? Well, alright, I don't know. I would think that they would, like, be able to pick up on some of the weird coincidences.
Right.
And there are Easter eggs. That's funny. Or rocks painted like Easter eggs. Okay, cool.
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Did you know this entire area is inside a caldera? This whole mountain used to be an active volcano. Imagine the force it took to carve this crater out of the earth. Calderas are pretty rare, so be sure to take it in.
So, essentially, we're standing in the gaping maw of hell.
Hey,
You got it.
back. Good.
I used to love geology when I was in school. I helped Logan build a great baking soda volcano for her science fair.
Cheating on a science fair? That's almost a crime, Anderson.
I'm not gonna say no to quality time with a volcano. I mean, my daughter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination, ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it
Deer
myself.
Fest.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Deer Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm not. I had to change that too. That's probably not going to work either.
Seems like
but
a nice
whatever.
town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
I want to walk around for a minute.
You know where to find me.
Another one of those lunch boxes. can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod? For a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
I have to head back. Got things to do.
Can't just go walking off to the middle of nowhere.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
It's a pretty interesting beginning to a game.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
I'm not gonna enjoy walking through town.
The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
go in? Oh, we can. Look at that.
So sleepy. Just a few more days.
Hey, how are you doing?
Take it easy.
Some weird, like, glitter. I don't know if the game is just freaking out right now or what. Don't worry about me, just an FBI agent running through this building. Whoa. This reminds me of something. Oh. Yeah, this is like my office. Okay. That's wild. I was like, this looks super familiar. And that's why no one cares that I'm just running through here.
It won't open.
Oh, it'll open.
Good to see ya.
It doesn't budge.
Cool beans.
More days.
Alright, so I'm gonna go around the back. Maybe there's an Easter egg. Or maybe we just can't even get through. Okay.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie?
Don't know, don't care. How much did you have? Not enough. That's how much. Never enough coffee. Oh, that rich, bittersweet nectar. Get it in Coffee World. Get it where you can. Get it now.
Jesus, Charlie.
Hi.
Any interesting guests?
I'll be back in a second.
Anything
Roger.
fine?
Zilch.
But someone left a gross surprise under their bed for housekeeping? They went nuts.
So, that's what all that screaming was about? When you guys said nothing ever happens in this town? You were kidding.
Not on the surface, at least. Or even if I go die.
Okay. I'm gonna get back to that one later, for sure.
Alright, can't go in there.
Merced won't roll over on the issues.
See. Oh.
This
yeah,
is not the right
it's
way.
definitely like, no, we're not gonna let
I
you
have a
do
case
that.
to get back to.
Alright. That sign doesn't make sense. Do not enter wrong way because that's a two-way street. Sheriff's station. This is interesting. It's locked in the middle of the day. What? What kind of fucking backwards ass town is this? Like, Jesus. Oh, ooh. That's interesting.
Hello.
So I won't be able to go over there.
To be working outside. I don't envy the guy stuck on desk duty. This is where the action is.
Hi there!
Oh dear. Cute.
Not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty darn sure my, our float will be the belle of the ball at this year's Deer Fest. Just a few more days.
It's a nice looking float to share. This is my first Deer Fest, so I don't know what to expect, really.
It is the finest entertainment a town like ours has to offer. The happiest day of the year. Like Christmas, but better.
Well, I certainly hope so. I hate the holidays.
Setter is better.
Tweet, tweet, my sweets. Now, why'd you go and do that? Stomping around like that and scaring the poor little things.
The passage of
Ooh, I'm a
time is
bitch.
deceiving.
The days of our lives are fleeting.
And they end in the end The end.
Another Alex Casey lunchbox?
Wait, what did it say? Alright, so that means we can do another thing on the case board. So this would be here. And then, ooh, can we do this now? No. Okay, that's good to know.
Hello, how are you?
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls.
Is that what those letters on my jacket spell?
I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. But it's slowed down ever since Coffee Lake was fast off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
That's exactly right.
Can't believe that happened. Still feel like I'm really sick.
The coconut song. That's funny.
How can you be so calm?
Corpses are part of the job. Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree. The cult of the tree. Cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
The cult of the tree. What are the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth. We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember. How do you know I have a daughter? Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time. No. You're mistaking me for someone else. If you say so.
That's fucking crazy. So they can write in that.
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just
like
have one of those
retconning
faces.
it.
Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know. I need to know more about the Cult of the Tree if I'm going to shut them down. Think.
Alright, so that's probably something I'll open up later.
Nah. These stashes could contain clues about the cult. Better keep an eye out for more.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The Cult of the Tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this Cult of the Tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. The wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
I'll be right with you, sir.
Yep. Just here to pay my ticket. Whenever you're ready to take my money. No speeding happening here, I see.
Sir, some patience, please.
Immediately go snooping in their emails for no reason. They find detective works here.
They locked up an innocent man.
I don't care.
I swear I didn't do anything. They're a lying bunch of bastards. You believe me, right?
Makes me wonder, did I
can't get through
the
this.
fugitive? Oh shit.
See you around. Agent? As you know, the investigation is being taken over by the federal agents. Sheriff Breaker wants us to cooperate fully.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
I'm being serious, Nelson.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You've only had a tour guide also. It's bear season.
Tour guide also, it's bear season.
A bear.
That guy's really scared of that bear.
Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow. Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right. I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine. And I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government. And that's why, at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government. We have both covered. Oh, wow. You think of everything. And we'll take you anywhere.
Oh shit.
Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
Thermals. That's hilarious.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Just right. I'm sure that was just written right in there too. Just randomly, just is like, yeah, I can look at dead bodies.
I can't say I feel the same.
And don't mind while I just go snooping in your shit. And stealing your stuff to boot.
I can't force it open. Okay, let's take a look at outpatient. I'll start with the external inspection. before performing the internal examination.
I'm just gonna wing this. First, before I look at the body, I'm just gonna, like, you know, take a look at
Must be locked from the other
all
side.
the random shit in the room. Empty. Just as I suspected. Do you concur?
What was the cause of death? What other clues? This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. Doesn't add up. Aha. They did leave something inside his chest. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated, waterlogged. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
It's a switch. Oh, no it's not. It's a manuscript page.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here.
get into the light.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Gotta move. Now. He knocked my gun out of the room. I need to find it.
God. Oh. I have a feeling this is gonna be frustrating.
He can't see me in the light. Holy shit. Gotta get it back.
Right.
Go. Vanished.
Yeah, okay, that's it for now. This game is fucking crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, they've progressed a lot from the first game. This is insane. I get why people are talking about this being one of the games of the year. Oh my god. I do like the way that they do it, like chapters, and they take you back to the. I don't know if they take you back to the main menu, but I'm pretty sure that's how the first game did it. Yeah, I can see eyes. That's wild. Alright, continue. Alright, but like I said, I need to take a break.
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared? What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that out if we're gonna do anything about it. Somehow we need to make sense of this.